Am I the idiot telling our friend only real moms got invitations to our group's yearly Mother's Day outing? Layla and I are friends with 5 other women and have been since middle school. Everyone but us as kids, we have fur babies instead. Once our group had kids, we tried to do a Mother's Day lunch with all of us. It didn't really go over that well because those without kids couldn't really participate. Like, what do I know about late night feedings and diapers and first steps or going through the adoption process? So people without kids were just left out and everyone was okay with that. It's been like this for the last 11 years, and now it's turned to their kids and husbands, partners to make them brunch together, serve it up, exchange gifts, stories and spend the day together on one big family outing. Layla got her pup last year. She is 100% the dog mom. Stickers, shirts, we'll give you presents from her dog, and sign cards from her dog. I don't think there's anything wrong with that and it's cute. She can go overboard, like the birthday party she threw for her pup last month and invited our group and her friends from her doggy daycare. Some of our friends left because a couple of the kids have dog allergies and she had dogs everywhere and didn't include that info. She was sad they left, so we had to explain to her that she knows some of our friends' kids have these allergies and she didn't give a heads up she invited people to bring her dog's friends from doggy daycare. Eventually she let it go. Mother's Day rolls around. She came over and was pretty upset, said she needed to vent. She said she was hurt that she was left out of the Mother's Day outing because she's a dog mom and that counts too. I listened to her for a bit, but when she started to actually get angry with our other friends, I told her they had a point not inviting us. We could deal with not being invited to one of 2 celebrations out of the year that's for families. She asked if that means I don't think of my cats and dog as family. I told her I do, but it's not the same. I told her that the outing is for real moms and their kids. Our friends are actually making sacrifices, giving up time, energy, and resources that we don't. I gave the example that for her pup, she got her at 11 weeks when she was already born and weaned. She had helped training her at a doggy academy. Free and easy adoption. She has her in doggy daycare 5 days a week and anytime she wants to take off, and a groomer does all the bathing and trimming. I told her I'm not trying to take away from the joy being a dog mom brings her, but just trying to highlight how we aren't the same kind of moms. Layla left after that and none of us have heard from her. The only one who has talked to her, works with her, and says Layla has been making some comments about how she was intentionally left out and her friends don't take her seriously because she doesn't have a crotch goblin. I'm starting to think I may have messed up and should have just been quiet and let her be mad for a bit. Am I the idiot? Edit. Our mom friends do not just randomly exclude us. The first 2 years of others having kids we did celebrate together. Those of us without kids, it was more than just she and I at first. Could not talk at length about parenting and families. Going someplace after lunch had to be kid-friendly because the parents wanted to have their kids with them. We wanted to go to a bar or a day trip. Our friends with kids have always made sure to not gush about their kids all the time, so as a group, we all decided, Layla included, that the Mother's Day lunch would just be for the moms and their kids so they can do all the kid-friendly activities and gush about their kids all they wanted. Back then, Layla would get bored with them talking about their kids too much or spending too much time and attention on kid pics and not other topics. She still has that same attitude today. Edit 2. Unless she is keeping the info to herself, Layla chooses to be child-free and it's not an issue of being childless. Her marriage did end because her ex eventually changed his mind to wanting kids. She took it pretty hard when she found out he remarried and has kids now, and got Lemon not too long after that. Comments before update. Not the idiot. I joke a lot that I'm a dog mom because my dog acts like a toddler, but in reality it's not the same as having a kid. I can leave my dog at home but couldn't leave a 2-year-old at home. It's not the same. It sounds like she's pretty self-centered anyways, so I wouldn't take her comments too personally. Not the idiot. Layla needs to get over herself. If you're child-free, fantastic. But you don't get to be included in a holiday for moms. Dogs are not children. It's fine to call yourself a dog mom if you get that it's not the same. But people who don't get that are cringe as hell. Update. Some of the gals and I met with Layla this past weekend to talk with her and see if we could make a compromise and just see how she's doing. I apologized to her for my wording of real moms instead of saying moms with human kids or something similar. I also apologized for the examples I used and explained I felt that if I just said remember we agreed to this because we didn't like hearing about kids all day and doing kid-friendly things would have been invalidating. We all told her she's an amazing dog mom to Lemon and don't think less of her. Just like we originally agreed. Mother's Day would be the one day they can talk about their kids without restraint. Do kid-friendly things without worry of infringing on child-free friends. After that, I brought up the Pet Parents Day and Dog Mom Day users mentioned in my original post, and we proposed doing a celebration for her on one of those days. We said we'd even do a belated Pet Parents Dog Mom Day celebration since we hadn't heard of them prior. Layla asked if everyone and their kids would be there, and they said if she wants it like the get-together for Lemon with multiple dogs, then no because of the dog allergies. She said no to this because she feels a separate celebration isn't acknowledging her as a mom and they don't skip the kids' parties, games, so it shouldn't be any different when Lemon has her doggy friends around. I gently reminded her that she often leaves the kids' b-day parties early or skips them entirely because she doesn't like being around kids for long. She said it's different. So we asked her how she would like to do future Mother's Day events. She wants them to go out to eat at dog-friendly places instead and do dog-friendly activities after so she can have Lemon and Lemon can have friends to play with at the same time like the kids do. We explained to her that that wouldn't be feasible due to the kids with allergies. Her suggestion was to just let the kids that are allergic stay home and their moms can do something with them in the evening. Our friend said leaving kids out of Mother's Day wasn't possible and that we already do monthly things together, Layla included, that the kids are left out and Layla gets to bring Lemon to most of those things. Layla said no, either Lemon gets accepted everywhere, all the time, Mother's Day included, or it's nothing. I then asked her if she was really doing okay and if any of this had to do with her ex remarrying. She got really mad at that and left, so I'm going to guess yes. We're going to give her space for now, but some of the others aren't willing to hang out with her anymore after she suggested leaving the kids out and comparing the kids and Lemon. I'll try to still give her support and have asked her family to keep an eye on her, see if they can talk to her. You're the idiot. I am sorry to say this, but your actions were extremely hurtful and insensitive. You clearly have a biased and limited understanding of what it means to be a mother. Being a mother is not defined by having human children, and to exclude your friend because she does not fit your narrow definition is discriminatory and unacceptable. Furthermore, your justifications for excluding her are not only unfounded but also dismissive of her love and dedication to her pet. You owe your friend a sincere apology, and you should take this as an opportunity to expand your understanding and empathy towards different types of families. Not the idiot. You are a saint for trying this hard. But the truth is, your friend is digging a hole she can never crawl out of. She wants everyone to do exactly what she wants and give in to her demands, but doesn't give a single damn about anyone else and how it affects them. Time to let this friendship fall by the wayside. Who do you think is in the wrong? Let me know in the comments. Am I the idiot for kicking my brother and his wife from my house? My wife, female 31, and I, male 30, had a baby 4 months ago. My wife has been suffering from PPD and she's had a lot of breakdowns here and there, and it was just so heartbreaking to see. I decided to give her a day to herself and take care of the baby. So I took a small leave from work, gave her my card, and told her to do what she needs to do for herself. My brother, male 35, and his wife, female 34, came over the same day she was out for a visit and asked me where she was. I told them she was out doing her own things and they asked why I was babysitting the baby. I told them it wasn't babysitting when it's my own child and I was giving my wife some time to herself. My sister-in-law scoffed at me and told me she should be home like a good mom, and my brother laughed and agreed, saying that taking care of a baby is easy. I got pissed at him and told him, of course it'd be easy for you, because you live with mom so you could just dump the baby on her. He and his wife got pissed and started yelling at me, so I kicked them out and told them to never come back unless they apologized. I told my wife about it and she was sad that I fought with my brother because of her, but I reassured her that I didn't care because she was important. I got a call from my mom saying she agreed with me but told me I was a bit harsh for what I said to him, and I can't help but feel like an idiot for that. Am I the idiot? Comments before the update. You're the idiot. Wow, it's really impressive how you think it's okay to kick your own brother and his wife out of your house over a disagreement. You were the one who made a rude comment about your brother living with your mom and dumping the baby on her, and yet you're playing the victim here. And your mom even thinks you are harsh. It's clear that you have some serious issues with communication and handling conflict in a mature way. Maybe instead of trying to justify your actions, you should apologize to your brother and try to work things out like adults. Not the idiot. Where do they get off telling you how to parent in your own home? This was not harsh at all. Your wife is struggling and you did exactly the right thing by giving her some time to take a break and relax. It was 1 day, not a month. You were also right. You aren't babysitting, this is your own child. Honestly, more men should take the occasional day off to bond with their babies, and I respect you a lot for doing this. Your wife is being a good mom by understanding that she is struggling right now and she needs to be kind to herself and take some breaks, for both her health and the family's health. You are being a good dad by supporting her. Update. First off, my wife has been doing great. She looks as happy as the day we found out we were having a kid. I give her the weekends to herself considering those are my days off. I still help her with our child when I get off from work. Second, my mom called again to ask what really happened between my brother and I, because apparently he only told her that I kicked him out for saying I was babysitting my kid, so I decided to give her the full story, and needless to say, mom was pissed. Our mom was a single mother who raised both my brother and I, so she was beyond pissed that he would say something like that about my wife. Next thing I knew, she was telling him and his wife that they had 30 days to pack up and leave. My brother called and went off on me for apparently making him and his wife homeless. I just hung up because I wasn't going to deal with him anymore. My wife and I are planning a small vacation to visit her parents soon. My mom is coming with us, and she's really excited for them to meet their grandchild. Thank you everyone and take care. ETA. Again, I offered my wife to get her own card or a joint account. She does not want either and I'm fine with it. My account is pretty much hers. Not the idiot. Make sure you get cameras at both houses. It's likely your brother and sister-in-law will try to gain entry to either, both places if they realize you're gone. Mom should change the locks at her place too. Plus, make sure you don't leave vehicles out where they can get vandalized during your away trip. Timers for your lights in your house are always a good idea. On, off at random times so it looks like your place is occupied when it isn't will deter regular thieves looking for an easy score too. How would you feel if someone belittled your struggles and dismissed your efforts as a parent, and then got angry when called out on their behavior? Let me know in the comments. Am I the idiot for quietly packing my stuff and leaving my family's house without telling anyone after my dad threatened to kick me out? I, female 23, live at home. I am in grad school and work part-time plus intern at an office. I graduate in June and I've been applying to jobs as much as I can so I can finally move out. My sister, female 20, also lives at home but is doing school online and doesn't work. I try to help with chores around the house as much as possible, although it's difficult since I leave the house early in the morning and come home late at night. Last week, I came home and there were clean dishes in the dishwasher. I said I'm gonna take a quick shower then empty the dishwasher, and my dad went on a rant about how I'm useless and never help around the house and that my sister is always the one doing everything. I explained that I do help and that just because they haven't seen me help doesn't mean that I don't. He asked me to give him an example and I told him that I took the garbage out the night before. The conversation escalated to him saying that I should shut up and not argue any longer because he can easily make me homeless if he wanted to. I said okay and went upstairs. The next morning while everyone was still asleep I packed my things and left, and I've been sleeping in my car for a week and taking showers at my gym. Later in the day after I left, my parents called and my mom texted me asking where I am when I didn't come home when I was supposed to. I didn't reply and blocked my entire family's numbers and social medias and haven't spoken to them since. They have been calling and texting my friends asking them where I am. I haven't told any of my friends that I'm sleeping in my car, so I got very confused texts from friends asking me what's going on and why my parents are asking where I am and if I'm safe and okay. I told my closest friend that I left home and that I'm safe and let her know to tell my parents that I'm fine, but I have no desire to speak to them anymore. They've been begging my friend to disclose my location and asking her to ask me to allow them to speak to me. I went to my friends yesterday and she told me that what I did was awful and that I should speak to them. I told her that they threatened to make me homeless, so I left by my own volition, but she's insisting that making them worry about my safety is a horrible thing to do. But I honestly think I just gave them what they asked for. They wanted to get rid of me, so I left. Am I the idiot for leaving and refusing to communicate with them? Edit. My mom was there when this happened and she was on my dad's side as well, so she's aware of the incident and knows that I was threatened to be made homeless. They also said that I was most likely never going to get a job and was going to stay at home forever, even though I have 2 jobs right now. Internship is unpaid though, and I'm actively looking for a full-time job, and yes, they've done this before. Thanks to everyone who has given me advice, I appreciate it more than you can imagine. Comments before the update. Not the idiot, but maybe talk to your local PD and let them know that if your parents try to file a missing persons report, it's a waste of time because you're not missing. They threatened to kick you out for not helping, so you left. Sounds like a win-win to me. Not the idiot. Sounds like you are majorly stressed out, and having someone scream at you in a place that is supposed to be a calm, safe environment is just not helpful at all. I am guessing your mom doesn't know what happened. I would at least tell her. Update. A week after my post, I ended up moving in with a friend who was kind enough to let me stay and pay a very small amount in rent in return. I also ended up talking to my parents, and my dad apologized for his behavior and promised to never make a threat like that again, which honestly came as a shock to me, but I'm glad things got resolved between us. I let them know that I am staying with a friend and paying a small amount in rent in the meantime, and that I am in the process of finding an apartment, and they suggested that I move back in with them for free until I find a job and a place, so I took their offer and moved back home and haven't had issues with them since moving back. I finished grad school and completed my internship, and 2 weeks ago I landed a full-time job in my field. I also found an apartment that's only a 5 minutes walk from my job. I start the job next week and I move into my new place 2 weeks from now. Not the idiot. My Indian parents used to make us stand outside the house and threaten to go away if we misbehaved when we were young, like 12 to 15. We used to stand outside and cry for hours on end to let us come back in. They tried it once with our youngest sister, thinking she'll be scared and timid like us, but she confidently walked off. They followed her from afar trying to see where she went. Imagine their horror when she went to the first creepy random stranger she found, talked for a few seconds and walked off holding his hand. They never tried that again on any of us. Well, they found more creative solutions, like locking you in a storage room with lights off or hitting you with a small thin rope that hurts like hell, but that's a story for another day. Not the idiot. It's great when someone's cruelty bites them in the butt and they have to face the consequences of their actions and cruelty. You did a great job sticking up for yourself, and hopefully your parents will keep being better. Super proud of you for graduating, getting an amazing job, and moving to a new apartment.